In this video we'll just go through the method for taping in plasterboard wall joints. We'll go through a step-by-step guide. We're filling the recess to applying the tape and then going over the tape with the same mud again and getting it ready so it can dry and we can second coat it. Hi guys, Brad McKinnon here, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to tape in these plasterboard wall joints. This is new plasterboard, so everything's nice and flush and straight and square, so these boards have been installed horizontally, so we've got a nice height to tape in these plasterboard walls. So all the sheets have a recess on them, so we're going to start by filling that recess. I'm going to use a 6-inch knife and just apply some compound into that recess, and then we're going to apply the tape. I'm using a fibre fuse tape called Jib Rock tape. This is New Zealand's equivalent to fibre fuse. Same sort of stuff, just a fiberglass mesh, just it's yellow in colour, and we're going to just apply that tape into the mud and gently press it in with our knife. And we're just going to clean off any edges. So we want to keep those edges nice and clean. We don't want the mud to dry. It's very thin on those edges, so if it dries it's going to be hard to scrape off. I'm actually using a setting compound here. This is a 90-minute setting compound. Feel free to use a air drying multi-purpose compound pre-mixed in the bucket. Make sure it's a taping compound, and if you're a beginner that's definitely what I'd recommend. So just to avoid the chance of it going off. And again here we're filling in the recess, so you can see the edge of the recess there. I'm just filling it in with my 6-inch knife. The knife's big enough to go from edge to edge. Just keeping it in the center, and we want to apply the compound right over that joint. We don't want to see any plasterboard through the compound. That means there's not enough on. And if you are using a paper tape, which you definitely can do if you want, you could get bubbling, so you need to get that enough compound on there so the tape's going to embed into it and stick to it nicely. So again, just clean off edges as we go, keep it nice and tidy. Then we're going to apply our tape, and you can just hold it. I like to hold my hand under the tape rather than above it. Just keeps things nice and level that way, and then just keeping that tape sort of rolled out as far as you can to get that nice straight line so you're not wobbling over the place. You can place it in the center and then press it in with the tape. Sorry, press it in with your knife. And again, just come back with a light press in, just so it's embedded into the mud. You can actually see here I'm not going over it straight away. Feel free to if you wish, but I like to just go around the room, put all the tape in first, and that just gives it enough time to sort of settle down and shrink back a little bit before we put another filler coat straight over it. So these next joints here, again just applying the tape, keeping that nice and level and centered over the joint, and just pressing it in there nice and lightly. You can just go around the room before you start, get any wires out of the way. If there's some sockets right in the way of the joint, you can tuck those wires back into the wall. So it's always good to get things ready before you sort of start. If there's any, go around and check all your screws that they're in far enough. If there's any sticking out, you want to go get your gun and screw those in. Have a nice clean room. So all these little things just to make life a bit easier once you're got the plaster mixed up. If you are using a setting compound and it's only a short setting time, you don't want to be stuffing around doing all these things while the plaster's going off. So we're doing the last wall here, cleaning off the edges. Just pressing that tape in nice and lightly. So you can see there I've got all my stuff set up on my little scaffold there. Got my plaster and my rubbish bin and my tapes and my screw gun if I need it, so everything handy. Nice level to work at, don't have to bend down and get stuff. So we're back at the first joint again. Now we're just going to apply that same compound over the top of the tape. So now that tape's embedded in between two layers of the same mud, so that's where it's going to gain its strength once it's dry. So again, just using our knife to fill in the recess from edge to edge, just keeping that knife sort of at a 45-degree angle as we clean it off. So you can see here I'm just rolling the wrist as I put the compound on, and then you just keep it at a sort of 45-degree angle as you clean it off, and then just clean off the edges. So you can see me there rolling the wrist as I put it on, rolling the knife just to use all that compound on the knife. And then once I'm cleaning off, I'm just keeping it at the same angle. And cleaning off those edges. So once we go around and fill all these in, we'll just let that dry. And that'll be ready for second coating once that's dry. Now if you want to see videos on that, check out my library. There's loads of videos on all different processes, so I can link them down in the description near the second coat. It's always good practice to let everything fully dry before doing the next coat. So we're just finishing off this last one here. Again, filling over the tape and cleaning it off. So that's it guys, taping in wall joints. Hope you enjoyed that one. If you like these videos, remember to subscribe, there's plenty more to come. Any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Happy to answer anything. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more videos to come.